Welcome back to 2024, and I'm wishing you all a really good year ahead of you, especially if you're on two wheels. Now, I've lots to tell you in this video. Treat it as a bit of a news update, but before I tell you about things I have planned for the year ahead, and maybe the odd channel change or two as well, there has also been a few changes within the Wheelie Good stable in terms of bikes coming and going. I should have told you this before Christmas, but in my defence, I wasn't quite sure which way it was going to work out. So without further ado, I think we should go live to the Wheelie Good stable. So as you can see, it's very much out with the old and in with the new. Now, you'll notice there are a couple of bikes missing, and obviously the new bike is here, the Triumph Street Triple 765 RS. So let me tell you about the BMW first of all. The suspension went in it before Christmas. And to say I was shocked was a huge understatement. There's a video coming very soon about that, so I won't go into too much detail at the moment, only to say that I was considering moving the BMW on. I wasn't too happy with the way the dealer treated the situation. Again, I'll save it all for a video. The video's done, it's shot, it's loaded on YouTube, it'll be coming to you very soon. So let's concentrate on the bikes which I've sold. So here, my Royal Enfield Continental GT used to live. I'm really gutted that that bike had to go, but if I'm totally honest, I just never rode it. In the nearly 3 years that I owned it, I had just over 1,000 kilometers on it, that's all. So I was paying for the servicing, I was paying for the tax, and it was getting no use. And this garage isn't the driest of garages, so I was just very conscious about it sitting in here becoming rusty. Anyway, I got a very good offer for it, an offer I couldn't refuse. The timing was right, and I knew I had another bike incoming. In many ways, the Royal Enfield filled a gap for a Sunday. It was a Sunday afternoon ride, as I always said in my videos. I tried to make it more than that. I bought like a saddle bag and to put camera gear in it to try and get out on it more, and the tires on it needed to be changed. It needed its first service, or not its first service, it needed 1,000 kilometer service. That was going to be more money. I was going to have to spend like €600 on it with a few other bits and pieces, probably just for it to sit in the garage again. So when the chap came along and offered me the right money, I thought, right, yeah, time is right. I'm going to have to say goodbye. I had 3 great years looking at it, but not 3 great years riding it. I still think it's a stunning looking motorcycle, but I was sort of addicted to cleaning it. And then when it was so clean and so shiny and so sparkly, when the urge did take me to go out and ride it, I thought, well, there's no way I'm getting it dirty. So it was a ridiculous way of thinking. So Royal Enfield has gone. Okay, next, you'll notice the CRF 300 is gone. That used to live somewhere around here. In fact, the VFR used to live underneath that light. If you notice, I have 5 lights because at one stage there was 5 bikes, one under each light. So the VFR used to live along here, and the CRF was staying where the VFR is. So that went because I couldn't believe how much land here in Ireland is shut off. You just can't get access to it. Okay, I live on a farm, and it was a great bike. Well, it is a great bike, full stop. But I really bought it to discover off-road. Now, it really brought my riding level and skill set up massively. And because of that bike, I'm no longer afraid to go off-road. Now, I doubt I'll be doing it with any of these bikes behind me again. But who knows if the BMW is staying and I get a good set of tyres on that, then there's every chance I would have the confidence now to take the BMW off-road. Who knows, we'll wait and see. But the CRF served the purpose, but I was really shocked at how little land there is open for people like myself to go off-roading on the CRF. I mean, in England, I know my friends in England who have them as well, you know, they can sort of ride anywhere. Is it the green lanes or byways or whatever they're called in England? I can't remember, but you seem to have massive access over there. I was expecting the same here. How wrong was I? So again, I made a great offer. Those bikes are really sought after here in Ireland. I don't know what it's like wherever you are. But I got offered great money for the CRF. I don't think I lost anything on it, to be honest. So the timing was right with the CRF. So about a month before Christmas, the CRF went, because I knew that all I'd be doing over the winter months was just riding around my own fields. And I've sort of lost the novelty for that. Done it 1,000 times. Done it in the snow, done it in the sun, done it in the rain, done it in the wind. So like I say, CRF served a purpose, but I had to say goodbye to that. At one stage, all I had in the garage was the one bike, the VFR. And I have to say, that scratched an itch in more ways than one. It served the purpose so well, so much so I even thought, could I survive just with this bike? Fantastic bike. Still madly, deeply, truly in love with this bike. So next, well, I think it's no secret that you've all heard me sort of saying how much I really wanted one of these bikes, the Street Triple 765 RS. I have just been besotted with these bikes since they came out sort of mid last year, 23. So in order for me to get one, well, I had to trade in the Aprilia, the RS 660. Now, don't get me wrong, the RS 660 was an incredible bike in every way. I loved it, but weirdly, I could never really find a purpose or a slot for it. But I don't know what it was about the bike. It's not the bike's fault. It's up here in me. And I don't know if it's a case of, I had too many bikes. I had 5 bikes at one stage, all sitting here. I work like a Trojan. I'm away most of the year. I have a family, 4 kids, the whole thing. And I just thought, maybe I need to whittle down the garage and just enjoy 3 bikes. So that's where I am at the minute. That's where I am for 2024 until the next time you see me in here. There could well be something gone and something else replacing it. You know what it's like when it comes to motorbikes, guys. Yeah, I'm sad to see the Aprilia go, I'll be honest. And the Street Triple has a lot to live up to, because that Aprilia was just an incredible bike. So with that in mind, I'm going to hand you back to that very good looking fella back in the studio. And I'm going to get ready to take this bike out for the day. I cannot wait to ride the Street Triple. In fact, out of all of the bikes I've ever bought, I think I'm more excited to ride this than all of them put together. And I think part of the frustration is just having it in the house for the last 6 weeks, you know, looking at it and not able to ride it. Anyway, this afternoon beckons, so I'm heading out on it then. The other thing, and I'm contradicting myself already, you see, because even though I said I'm quite happy with the 3 bikes in the stable, I'm already on the lookout for the 4th. Not quite a new bike this time, a very old bike, in fact 30 years old. Back in 1993 I owned this bike, which was a CBR 600F. I only had it for a fortnight before I had an accident on it, then couldn't walk for a few months. And in fact, it was that accident which took me out of biking for 30 years. But since I'm addicted again to biking, I'm on the hunt for the exact model, the exact colour scheme. So if you know of one for sale, if you see of one for sale, it has to be that colour scheme and it has to be 1993 model. So please don't reply if you see one and think, oh, that might do, Dave, instead. It won't. I want that colour scheme. I just loved it. It was the first real bike I fell in love with. And it's a bit of nostalgia. That's the only reason I want it. And I'll probably end up making it a bit of a track bike if it doesn't just sit looking beautiful in my house somewhere. So if you know of one for sale, please email me at wheeliegoodvideos@gmail.com. Okay, moving on. So I'll tell you a couple of things I have planned in terms of trips and tours. So next month, February, I'm heading off to Gran Canaria. I'm renting a bike over there just to tour around for 3 or 4 days, I think it is. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've never done anything like that before. I've pretty much stayed in Ireland since I got back into biking 4 years ago. So it'll be a bit of an adventure for me, even though loads of you have done that and much further afield. But for me, I'm sort of going outside the comfort zone a little bit. I'm going to rent a bike and just enjoy myself for 3 or 4 days riding around, hopefully in a bit of sunshine, get away from this misery here in Ireland. It's just non-stop raining for the last 8 weeks. And after that, I'm then doing the Northumberland 250. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's a bit like one of these tourist sort of routes, a bit like the North Coast 500, a bit like the Causeway coastal route on Northern Ireland, and like the Wild Atlantic Way as well. So the Northumberland 250, of course, is my old stomping ground. So I've already taken a look at the map and I know every little place, but it'll be great to retrace my steps where I used to hang out as a young lad, you know, because that's obviously where I'm from. I'm not Irish. I know the accent fools a lot of you, but no, I'm a Geordie boy at heart. Then after that, ABR Festival beckons again. I think that's in the summertime. I can't wait for that. It was just such an amazing time last year. I really enjoyed meeting a lot of you guys as well. And then where am I? Oh yeah, the big one after the ABR. That was very camp, wasn't it? Oh yes, matron. After that, the big one, of course, Route 66. End of September, beginning of October. I'm doing that for the Temple Street charity here in Ireland. I think there's around 70 odd bikers doing that. We're all doing it on Harleys. I'm really looking forward to that, but I've got to get the fundraising socks on because I've got to raise a lot of money in order to get myself over there. And after that, there'll be lots of weekend jaunts, trips, excursions, a little bit closer to home here in Ireland, and also on the street triple. I can't wait to start exploring that bike, let alone places to go to on the bike. And yet again, even though I'm talking about being happy with 3 bikes in the garage, I'm still in two minds whether the BMW GS will be staying, even though I think it's the best bike I've ever owned. It's the most comfortable bike I've ever ridden. You know, I'm always looking for a little bit better. I categorically will not be buying the 1300 GS. I've ruled that out over Christmas in my head. And I'm going to save myself a few quid as well because I was on the waiting list for one. It's as simple as this. I just do not like the look of it. However, what I do love the look of is the new Africa Twin, the more road-focused one. It's due to arrive here in Ireland in April. 19-inch front wheel, much more road-biased. I think a much lesser weight as well, a little bit more power. They've tweaked and changed it to make it, a little bit more user-friendly, especially for a short arse like me. There you go. So I'll be looking forward to trying that. I still will try the BMW, the 1300 GS, because I'd love to see what all the hoo-ha is about, because I think everybody who's riding one at the minute says, yeah, pretty special to ride. So I will give it a dash, but I will not be buying one. Now, what's the other thing I need to mention? Oh yes, Patreon. I'm going to give it a go over the next few months and just see how it goes. What it will be is not more content like the YouTube stuff as such. It'll be quite the opposite end of the scale. It'll be me in my day job, away from YouTube, up close and personal with Dave, for want of a better phrase. You know, I'll be sharing my frustrations with you as well. In fact, if you're not careful, you might all end up as agony ants. And in return for that, you can ask me advice as well, whether it be about the motorbikes or places in Ireland I've been to, or indeed about what I do for a living, you know, the film and TV stuff, camera advice. If you want to find out more, you can follow the graphic on the screen there and see exactly what I get up to when I'm not YouTubing. And on that note, I'm going to sign off from this week's video because I've got to get making next week's video, which is the first ride, first thoughts on the street triple. I just can't wait to bring you that video. Okay, thanks again, folks, for tuning in. I shall see you next Saturday, 8 AM on YouTube. Ride safe. Have a great week, everybody. Dave Perry, Wheelie Good TV, over and out.